welcome to today's show. Okay, I need everyone out there to know this because I just became aware of this. I didn't even know this happened this morning. Two of my channels, I usually post below, my other channels, my backup channels, were terminated for no reason whatsoever. Now, I know why they've been terminated as far as being reported upon, because the guys who dress up as furries and grind on each other and have sick, bizarre fetishes, and men who think they're women and vice versa, get a little butthurt about other people's right of free speech because they can't back anything up and talk back and make a point. They just cry and try to silence you. I made it really clear, you're going to have to cut my tongue out to silence me. And I made it really clear to YouTube and to the elites. Now, I don't really think I'm anything special, so I don't think too many people care that much about me. But I know for a fact that, at least in the Hollywood circles, that they are aware of me and follow me. I've already proven the professional wrestling circles, which obviously isn't a big deal, follow, and one of my main channels got deleted and then returned, shadow banned, and demonetized because the wrestler was all butthurt that I was pointing out all his satanic tattoos, and he was pretending to be atheist, even though he even had Freemason tattoos on his body, which is a joke. And I'm not done running him over either yet, so if he's out there listening, prepare to be humiliated at some point. But let me make this clear here. Let me show you this. Okay, so I have these two channels here. These are both channels that started as kittens, and you have the right, as a YouTube content creator, to change the name of your channel. So I really was just feeling like making channels about kittens, and then I decided I didn't want to. So are they questioning? I don't know what they're questioning here, because their guideline strikes here make no sense, but let me show you what it says. They removed my content, found severe or repeated violations of guidelines. I had no strikes on one of the channels. I had a warning on another. Okay, so I had no violation, no reason that they could have completely deleted the channel. They could have given me a strike on a video. Now, this is where the fairies and the flamers, this is where they were thinking they were outsmarting YouTube's system and whatnot by mass flagging certain timestamps of videos, because that's what gets their attention, and then telling them that I was somebody who was thrown off the platform, and apparently in some type of terms of service, if YouTube throws you off the platform, you can't come back, which you easily can get around. They can't IP ban anymore, even though people say they can. Well, they can, but I mean, there's a ways around that too. VPNs, going to libraries. So that's where YouTube's completely wrong, and could have a lawsuit in there, but obviously I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to be like, I'm going to sue and do this stuff, because I know they run and own the court systems, but I'll do a lot worse than that, because my tongue is probably the worst thing that they could possibly deal with on the planet, all of these people. But so what they're trying to say is that I was kicked off YouTube and I'm not allowed to be on here, when in fact my channel with 550,000 subscribers is still there. And if I was vain and I was doing this for fame or popularity, I would still be uploading there. Now other people go, well, you're doing it for money then, because that one's demonetized. That channel is completely shadow banned. I haven't gotten new subscribers in 3 years since they deleted the channel and then brought it back and demonetized it. They put it in a window so nobody can find it. So thus, the only people who will see it are people who want to see, who are already subscribed. And thus, I wouldn't be reaching new people. That's why I don't use them. That channel has 550,000. It's still on the platform. My other channel has 300 and something thousand, which was also deleted and brought back and demonetized. The same thing they did to it. You can see, if you look at the statistics on Social Blade, because I don't even know how to look at it on here really, but you can see that it gains no new subs. I used to gain like 500 to 1,000 subs a day. My new channels gain about 200 to 300 a day, which is more than wonderful, and I'm more than appreciative of people out there who subscribe and find the content interesting or want to listen. It just shows you that people want to listen to this content, just they're constantly preventing them from doing so. If my videos aren't getting strikes, then I'm not in violations of any terms. And since I'm not thrown off the platform, I'm not ban evading like they're trying to say. And then again, if you do throw me off the platform, again, I'll just make another channel. And if I need, there's so many ways around so many things in life. That's what people have to realize. You just can't let yourself get discouraged, which I don't let myself get discouraged, because this is what I know God needs me and wants me to do. I'm just a small clog in the wheel of trying to get truth out. Okay, but I'm not going to give up on that, And I'm not going to, and people can say, well, oh, you're doing it for this, you're doing it for that. They can say whatever they want. It doesn't get to me. I know my walk, I know my faith, and I know even in the last week or so, just reflecting on everything in prayer and just realizing, this is it, and I got to buckle up and focus and make as much content as possible. And I know that persecution is going to come in so many different ways for all of us. And ways like this is nothing to me. This is like I've said before, flicking a booger. This is nothing. This isn't something that's going to discourage me, and it's not going to stop me. So all the flamers can flag the videos and all that stuff all they want. I have loyal people who listen to this channel who will follow, and I have the website, which I want and hope everyone will join. It's really important that you do, and I know I need to add PayPal to that, which I'm working on, and I've said that a million times, but I am. I understand that some people can't, but the reason I don't exclusively upload there is because it's just going to be those people who are there. I'm never going to reach new people, So the website is for unfiltered content from everyone, in the forum to my videos. But it's also a place to talk to each other, to learn from each other, because just because I'm a voice doesn't mean I'm smarter than you or better than you or anything else. It just means you like to hear it coming out of my mouth. Well, it didn't come out good, but you know what I mean. And that's really what the platform's for, but how am I ever going to reach new people without being here on this platform? This is why I don't go to BitChute. This is why I don't go to Rumble. And people don't listen. They just keep commenting. I've made it clear a million times. Those platforms are going to be censored too. The reason I don't go there is because the people who are there are already awake. I want to reach the ones who aren't. That is what I feel I've been called to do. There's a reason that teens out there and stuff resonate with my channel too. Not just because, he might talk about Beyonce or something like that. They can resonate with my personality, or I make things simpler and easier from the get. That's a gift I believe I was given. I've always been a good speaker. And again, I'm not tooting my horn. I'm just telling you, I'm here on this platform to help wake up more people. Now, if you're still listening, and I hope you are, these are things that you can do. I've appealed these strikes, and they might go away. And I've been very nice about it, because to be honest with you, as bad as YouTube is with censorship and all that stuff, it's just some individual who ends up seeing it or doing something about it. And sometimes they don't have a clue even what they're doing. Sometimes they do. But if they're going to keep silencing me, I'm going to keep creating. And if I have to make The Suicide Squad in theaters on HBO Max. Channels about cats and then rename them something else, I will. And if they want to link AdSense, I'll use a friend's ads. You know what I mean? I will find a way. There's ways around everything in life. You can't let them discourage you with their bullying tactics, okay? You can't bully a bully. Well, you can, but the bully's going to bully back. But you can't outsmart me with this crap. This is just basic. I know that these, I know the community that's prideful, that their brains don't work properly based on their behavior, which they don't understand, because anytime you talk about the problem with the community and stuff like that, they think that we actually care about what they do on the highway in their bedrooms, when in reality it's their behavior. They aren't human. Look how they act. You tell me those are human beings? The behavior, they're completely socially engineered humans. In a sense, they're a form of transhumans. Talking, acting, don't even realize why they're doing that, right? It has nothing to do with a preference that they might have in a bedroom. But point being is that they're not going to outsmart me ever in the history of my life. They never have, and they never will. And I've made it clear to YouTube, and I'll make it clear to anyone else out there who is in power, who might listen to my channel. If you prefer I take it to the streets, it'll be a lot worse. If you prefer to put me in a cell, that's just as bad. Because I am not going to stop. You are going to have to do what you did to John the Baptist to stop me. And there's no comparison between the two. I always loved John the Baptist and could relate as far as just John the Baptist's passion, And that's what you would have to do to get me to stop talking. So I can take it to the streets, and I can grab a megaphone, and I guarantee you that I could get a good majority of the people who follow this channel to come with me. And I guarantee a good portion of this audience who listens to me are well well armed, I should say, to protect, and they would protect me because I wouldn't be going out there with that. I'd be going out there with my voice. That's my sword. So anything and any games you want to play, I'll play. I'd love to play games. People who know me know that. I do enjoy it from time to time. Sometimes it can be a bad thing, and I have to control myself. But this is something that is not going to stop. This is what my calling is, and especially knowing and feeling what's happening right now, I'm not going anywhere. Okay? And if you want to keep me demonetized on my big channels, go ahead. I will rely on God, and I will rely on the people who listen to my channel to become Patreons. That's why I say it's important and appreciated to become one. But you're still going to get my content one way or the other. That's up to you to decide. If you think and you can, and you want to put $5 into a Patreon, well, it helps me make more content for YouTube, for reaching people out there who don't have a clue, who would normally not find my channel. I'm working on ways to make sure they can find it, and making content that I know will, hit them and pull them in and help them listen at least. So that's why Patreons are important. The website's just as important for us to stay networked. But what they're doing here is they're trying to smoke people out the same way they're trying to smoke people to get the job. I've been saying that for a while. And unfortunately, we've lost a lot of good YouTubers, but that's their decisions to make. And I don't judge them for that. I don't judge anyone for anything that they do in their life. That's their business. A lot of them missed, of course they are, but that's their decision. If they feel led that they were supposed to stop, then so be it. I haven't felt led to stop. I felt more pressure on me to do more because I feel times are getting smaller and smaller, and we're getting closer and closer. And I want to help as much as I can, help our Father in heaven. I want to help as many people as I can wake up to see what's going on. And I care about people generally, whether anyone likes it or believes it or not. It doesn't affect me one way or the other. I know what's in my heart. I know what I am. When I look in the mirror, I know how I feel every day. That's a fact. So I'm rambling here, but these are things you can do. You can message YouTube on Twitter and do what this is how the flamers get all this stuff done to people and silence people, is they mass do this to the point where people who work at YouTube just eventually give in, or eventually just go, all right, let me look at this. Okay, we took them down. Stop bothering me. That type of thing. I will leave links for how you can contact YouTube, and I'll leave links for the channels below who call on mass flagging free speech for channels like mine. These are the same people who have obviously taken the magic potion, who eventually are going to not have free speech. I can just imagine them in tears, rolling on the ground when they realize what they've done and how weak they are. When they're not living in their video game land. But for the time being, they have that, so that's all they're going to rejoice in, because that's what most people do, is whatever's going on right now is all that matters. They don't want to think about what's next. And God is not going to forgive them for, unless they repent. And anyway, that's that's not the point of the video. So I'll leave them down below if you want to take a look at their channels and their videos and how they call upon mass flagging or free speech for people like me. And then try to say stuff like, I'm calling on people having this or that happen to them, and just they rile up their pathetic audience with their pathetic content. They need to use me in their content, because if you look at their video views, the only ones that get views are talking about me. That's kind of how it's always been for a lot of these clowns on YouTube who attack me. Talking about me and putting my name in the tags and stuff brings attention to them, and then people listen and they're like, all right, what's he got to say? And they all sound completely insane or idiotic, and that's pretty much the way it usually goes. But it's an easy way for them to make extra revenue. And at the same time, I know that these people generally hate me, and I want to say the feeling's mutual, but it's not, because these people are just completely lost at this point, and I'm trying to have more mercy as far as how I feel about people in these certain communities, because they are the problem, because they're the ones causing the censorship. They're doing what Big Brother wants with the left-right divide and all of it. But at the same time, I really just think that they're so dumb that they don't even know. And that's how they feel about me and you, which is pretty funny, to be honest. But we'll be seeing these people repent when it's too late, I'm sure. Or maybe even not. These are the people who are going to be yelling at God when judgment comes and holding the middle finger up, because that's how prideful of a generation that Satan and these people have created. So those links are below. Links to contact YouTube, tell them to put my channels back, and I'm leaving the URLs for those channels in the comment section so they know which channels, not just, hey, a call for an uprising, because I have many. And I've never been deplatformed by them. They terminated one of my channels because I got 3 community guideline strikes. That's why they deleted it. That's it. I've never gotten 3 strikes in a row to take a channel down until the 1-9er hit. Nobody really did, to be honest with you, unless they were doing ridiculous video content or saying things they shouldn't be saying, but working within their guidelines. So that was the only one that got deleted, but my main ones are here, and I haven't been thrown off the platform. So if that's the argument that YouTube wants to make, that I'm ban evading, I'm not. Tell them then, if the LG Flames want to say that I'm ban evading, well, I have 2 main channels. You have to tell them to take those down and then tell me why. And the more that people see people like me get censored and then hear me and see my content, everyone out there who's on the other side is going to lose. Because they're going to say, why can't this guy talk? What's he doing? I'm not doing much. For the most part, people who are awake who listen to my channel, who are well awake, listen to at least try to laugh about some of this stuff or see the insanity in it. And that's kind of a way to wake up the younger people too. Almost like how these clowns on TV try to deflect and use, joking about some of the stuff. Well, I'm not joking about it because it's funny. I'm using their same tactic with the mainstream media because it's ridiculous. And other channels probably do that too. So anyway, I'm rambling on here. It's been a little long, but here are the things you can do again. I have the channels linked below with the timestamps of when they've called for mass flags. So let them know how, of course, you feel. And I have YouTube, the Twitter, whatever else I find or found, I'll have linked up, and with my channels, so you can tell them to reinstate the channels. And look, if they don't reinstate them, it would mean they'll do a clean sweep and they would take this one down too. Just put in a call for an uprising in the channel search and you'll eventually find me. Join the website and I'll have the information there of where I am on YouTube. And of course I still do have Fudge Kittens, so you can subscribe to that channel now if you haven't. And not a lot of people have, which I don't understand why, but maybe people just don't understand what I'm doing, or people are like, well, that's your 4th backup channel, so I don't need to be there yet. Well, you might as well. Now it's the 1st backup channel, unless they reinstate these, because that's all I got. Or I'll just go back to my 550,000 sub channel, and I'll casually post on there, but I'll be posting on my website. So I'll figure things out. I always do. I wanted to just do a rant about this, because I want to thank the person that they commented in the comment section. They said your links don't work, because it's not like I'm going in there, checking everything out every day. I mean, I'm on so many channels. I have so many emails, and I have so many people pretending to be me on here. Like, Carl, what about this channel? You didn't like this one. Yeah, it's not me. And I tell people who want to re-upload my content, go ahead, but just don't make your channel a call for an uprising, and they do, right? So people think those are my channels. They're re-uploading old content, which is fine. I don't know if the person doing it gets it or not, why I don't want them to. Well, because they can go comment in other people's comments and pretend to be me, and they're like, that's him. And then stuff like that. But anyway, these are my channels below. The one now is the only one you really can sub to. I'll keep you posted on if I win the appeals. I don't see why I wouldn't. But in the event I don't, I'm not discouraged one bit. I'm actually more motivated to make more, to do more, and to fight more. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Yep. Sure is. So, all right, folks, I appreciate all of you. Again, everything's linked below. Check it out. I hope to see you guys on the website. God bless all of you and your families.